Greetings, interlopers, and welcome to the No Man's Sky RPG System. The No Man's Sky RPG System is a system of special building techniques which are designed to allow players to pair their bases in No Man's Sky with a third-party, text-based RPG building website, Written Realms. This allows you to create a base which features quests, NPCs, items, unlockable doors, and other common RPG elements. Using the NMS-RPG system can substantially expand the potential depth of content available at any given base. This video is intended to be viewed primarily by people who are interested in playing an RPG narrative. If you're looking to build your own RPG narrative, I'll be covering that in a future video. The Neutron Cannon is considered to be the only required item to participate in the RPG system. This is due to its ability to easily flip switches by shooting them, a feature often used for puzzles or locked doors. The NMS-RPG system is also excellent for Switch players, as it can be experienced without needing No Man's Sky multiplayer features. Each narrative world will be different, but all will feature some common elements. So far, no NMS-RPG narratives have been created which feature combat elements, although combat features are available in Written Realms. As these features haven't been explored yet, including by myself, I will not be covering combat features in this video. If a narrative is created which does substantially utilize combat features, I'll make a follow-up video covering those features at that time. After navigating to the page containing the narrative, the first step will be creating your character. Click Create New Character, enter your name, and select your gender, then click Create Character. You will be taken back to the home page for that world, and you can now click Play as your character name to begin your adventure. You'll now find yourself within the Written Realms world. You can navigate using N, E, S, W, U, and D keys for moving north, east, west, south, up, or down respectively. The game will indicate which paths are available for you to move and, if available, give you a description of the room which you're currently in. If we move north, we will encounter our first NPCs. Some NPCs may be set up so you can see them in Written Realms as soon as you enter the room, while others will be invisible, which just means they don't show any message indicating their presence. In this part of Miskatonic City, there are 3 visible NPCs and an unknown number of invisible NPCs. Whether they're visible or not, you'll still need to find their dialogue prompt to begin conversation. Dialogue prompts are a series of 3 or 4 numbers on signs or other prominent surfaces near an NPC. If you type these numbers into the Written Realms chat and send the message, it will begin dialogue with the NPC found near the sign. Each chunk of dialogue will conclude with more prompts to continue the dialogue. If no additional prompts are provided, then the conversation is over. Dialogue prompts will only work if you're in the correct room within Written Realms. Rooms, these squares here, are areas within a zone, this entire visible map, connected by paths, the lines between the squares. As you progress through the narrative or explore the base, you will have to sync your movement in No Man's Sky with your movement in Written Realms, or vice versa. To do this, you will rely on path markers, some sort of clear repeating marker found in each narrative which indicates to you that it's time to switch to a different room in Written Realms. In Miskatonic City, these lone standing wooden gates act as path markers, so every time you walk through one, you should also transition through a path in Written Realms. Some paths may be locked in Written Realms. These should always correspond with locks in-game as well. How you unlock a door will vary. Sometimes you may find information in Written Realms first, such as talking to an NPC who tells you how to open a door in No Man's Sky, as well as handing you a key item in Written Realms. Other times you may unlock the door in No Man's Sky first, such as solving a logic circuit puzzle or finding a hidden switch, and then find a dialogue prompt behind the unlocked door which will provide you, again with the key, in Written Realms. The Galactic Hub Project World, which I will refer to as GHP World to avoid confusion with the Galactic Hub as a whole, is a single Written Realms world designed for collaborative and interoperative storytelling in Galactic Hub space. Each zone is a self-contained narrative accessible through the nexus of the Space Anomaly room. Items and equipment obtained in one narrative can be transferred to another narrative, and you only need to create a single character rather than a new character for each narrative. Each author, or team of authors, is given substantial freedom as to how they will develop their own narrative, with the Galactic Hub requiring only certain criteria on the basis of user-friendliness and balancing. For example, path markers, as we covered earlier, are required for all narratives built in GHP World. Any weapons or armor also need to be approved by Galactic Hub staff to ensure they aren't overpowered, as overpowered weapons could diminish the experience of another author's narrative. Any narratives which retconned or excessively co-opted another player's narrative without their permission would also be addressed. Note that Miskatonic City is older than GHP World, and for this reason, Miskatonic City is a separate world not included in GHP World. To put all of this knowledge to practical use, let's complete the Neville City tutorial quest, Worm's Lost Worm. First, let's open Nevil City in Written Realms. Nevil City is part of GHP World, so we'll open our GHP World character and warp to Nevil City from the space anomaly. Note that in addition to clicking the buttons, you can also type out the name of the narrative you want to warp to. You can find Worm in the marketplace, which is the designated starting zone for the Nevil City narrative. Worm can be found flying around the marketplace, a winged Megara, a mycelite in the lore of Nevil City. Mycelites are a humble people who prefer a subterranean lifestyle. Speak to Worm using her dialogue prompt, found on this nearby sign. Note that in Written Realms, Worm also cries out for help when you enter the area. Not all quests will be this obvious. Speak to Worm to learn about her problem. She dropped her trophy behind a locked door while exploring. The locked door is found in a garage area adjacent to this hilltop tower. Head towards the steep road leading up the hill, noting the path gate to your right before climbing, and the Light No Fire inspired sculpture after climbing. Continue around the corner and you'll find the door which you need to unlock. You'll have to solve a short puzzle to accomplish this. Shoot both of the rocks nearby, or approach them closely enough to get the dialogue prompt to flip the switch. When both switches are triggered, the door will open. Proceed up the stairs, keeping your eyes peeled for Worm's dropped bag, until you spot it at the top of the stairs. Enter the dialogue prompt in Written Realms to pick up the trophy, then leave the building. Head back down the hill towards Worm. It's worth noting that if you were to leave this area, this room, and go to, say, the Overlook buildings, and then return to the market, Worm will prompt you with a reminder about the quest. She will only do this if you have the quest item, in this case the trophy, in your inventory already. Not all quests will have this feature, but it's a good idea for authors to include it wherever possible. You can return the item to Worm by either typing the command specified in the item's description, another good idea for authors to include wherever possible, or by hovering over her name and then clicking the button. Once you do this, you will receive a notification that you completed your first quest in Written Realms, as well as an outpouring of gratitude from Worm. Congratulations! Hopefully this demonstrates that although the concept is complex and expansive, like many things in the hub, it becomes more clear once you actually try it out. You can also always ask for help in the brand new Narratives section of our Discord. Good journeys, interlopers.